Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the nightly game plan trade of the week. As always, the trade of the week video is sponsored by t3live.com. It's been a long time since I put together a video for you, but honestly, I needed a break. I'm happy to be back though. Been super busy lately with preparing for the upcoming earnings season, which is finally upon us. So I'll be back to doing the usual videos soon. For tonight, though, I'm going to just share with you some of my swing opportunities, the swing opportunities that I'm currently looking at. By the way, I'm recording this video on Thursday night, and some of these ideas will likely trigger tomorrow. I have actually called a few of them for the nightly game plan as official trades that I also will be taking in my personal account. But I think a few of the setups, the ideas, might still be good for next week for those that will be watching the video over the weekend. So I think some of these ideas will still be good for next week. Okay, let's go ahead and switch to live charts, and let me show you what I'm watching. First, let's talk about the market first. Market ran up and got the spike in volume. Noticed that yesterday's volume was the highest volume bar in the last month or so, and we're pretty extended on the daily time frame. So if we break 167.44, we should start to see the market pull back. Okay, we need to break 167.44 first, and then probably we pull back to bare minimum the top of the base right here. So around 165, 66 maybe. Here we can check, right? Around that's 166.60. Let's say around 166 is where I would think the market would stall. And then after that, we'd have to see how the market reacts to support. Does it go through it or does it go sideways? So we'll have to wait and see. But if it goes sideways, that would allow the moving average to catch up. Or if it comes in some more, then this would be target 2, the 20-period moving average on the daily chart. Okay. If you look at the prior pullbacks, we always made it to the 20 MA. Sometimes I guess we kind of based, like here we based, there we based, but we always made it to the 20 MA, right? The last, at least going back a few months. So I expect the market, if we break 167.44, to pull back, okay? And if we pull back, then I think the short ideas will be nice, okay? Now I'm mentioning the market because it's important to time your plays with the market, especially plays that you are holding overnight, you're planning on holding overnight. Because if the market pulls back, it might not be very prudent to be starting long positions, okay? So just kind of a little disclaimer there. Actually, the real disclaimer is, since I'm sharing with you ideas that I'm looking to do personally, I just want to say that whatever we discuss here, whatever I talk about, is for educational purposes only. It's not to be construed as investment advice. I'm not telling you what to buy or sell. I'm just sharing with you what I'm looking to do, and whatever we talk about is for educational purposes only. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the setups. The CVO has a transition A buy setup. I mean, that's the buy setup, but that's stage 1 and looks higher, nice rounding bottom. The issue with it is it's a small stock, and most transition A setups on small stocks like this end up not working. So that's the problem. Otherwise, this is a very, very nice chart. All right. The EURN is a daily buy setup. If it can take out 915, looks good, higher to about 9. All right. Stop would be under 880. So I like the EURN higher. It looks like it's an ADR, but looks good still. FCX, believe, reported earnings today. Has a base breakout pattern over the base right here. Stop could be right under today's low, or safer would be under the entire base. But that looks good as a base breakout. JCOM, in order for me to show you the play, I'd have to go to the monthly chart because the monthly has a beautiful buy setup. Notice the JCOM has been in a monthly uptrend since what? The start of 2013. So that's 1 full year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full years in an uptrend, never broke the uptrend, and we now have a buy setup on a stock that has a well-established uptrend. So I really like the JCOM. Monthly, take a look at the weekly now. Weekly looks even better. Notice the curling 20 MA, so I really like the JCOM weekly as well. The daily, unfortunately, is not a great, there's no great entry on the that I see on the daily chart. So this is tough, but it wouldn't be a swing trade. Again, when you don't have a good daily entry, honestly, the daily entry should have been right here, but I'm not in it. So now if I were to do it, it would be here, long, stop right there, okay, as a long-term play, not a short-term play. All right, so that's the JCOM. JMEI has a daily buy setup. When a stock pulls back, puts in a really deep pullback like this that breaks the 20, never play it long right away because you never know. These are prone to failure, deep pullbacks like this. But what if the stock pulls back and then tries to fail, puts in the red bar, and then fails to go lower and goes right back up? Then you can play it. So this would be a secondary sign of strength. SSS is what we call it, right? Right here, long, and stop right there. Okay, and target would be around $4, it looks like. So that's the JMEI. LX is a recent IPO, and tell you the truth, missed it just a few days ago. I shared this with as an idea with the nightly game plan members, but as a long right here, over this bar's high or over the base, basically over 1470, 69. Okay. But the reason why I missed it is because let me show you the hourly chart. It came out of nowhere, meaning it didn't look like it was going to trigger, so I wasn't paying attention to it, and then it took off. It just took off. I like to do IPOs that prove themselves, meaning look at the stock after the IPO. Huge green bar, pulled back just 1/3 retracement, and then huge couple of green bars, and now another pullback and a rounding base, or a base with a shakeout. So it looked really good right here, but already missed it. You know, in trading, you can't catch them all, unfortunately, even if the ones that you're watching. Even if you put alerts. I had an alert on, not to switch topics, on math just a couple days ago. I was moderating in the black room, and it went off, and I said, Matt the alert went off on Matt, and I pulled it up immediately, and it just took off without me. Why did I have an alert? Because it was a very nice weekly buy setup. So I had an alert on it, and it still went without me, right? And it was up 20%, I think. So I would have taken it already. So you can't catch them all. Now there's another setup on the LX, which would be right here long, stop under these 2 bars low. All right, target 1 would be at $18 and target 2 beyond, who knows where. It has no reference points above $18. So anything, so we'd have to trail it. Target 2 would have to be a trailing target. MPLX is a long-term play also, just like the JCOM, has a beautiful monthly chart. It's an oil stock, looks higher to there. Oil is bottomed a while ago, actually. I was in the EC, but I exited a little too soon. Oil, look at this, amazing, right? Beautiful. I got it here. And MPLX, I was also in, but then it gapped down and I trailed out. I was in it and went back up. Should have gotten in it a few days ago, but I just passed on it or missed out on it. And now still like the monthly, still like the weekly, higher. And daily is not great, but as a long-term trade right here, stop right there. All right. So these are my long watches. Some short watches. Some of these will be, I think, are very thin. So I probably shouldn't mention the entries exactly. Like the ACRX, I'm not going to even mention the entry that I'm looking to do. But this stock looks like a disaster is about to happen. Well, it already happened, but it looks like it's going to zero, honestly. Broke the all-time lows and is basing at the lows. Look at the weekly. I mean, that looks lower. Daily, it has a base breakdown, but again, I'm not going to mention the exact entry because it's too thin. BGFV base breakdown coming. Looks good. 1, 2, 3 on the weekly. But this would not be a long-term trade because it's already down a lot. So this would be just for a few days and then be done with it. All right. BLCM. I like this more as a kind of a rollover on the hourly chart. That's the hourly time frame. So it would be under the base short, stop above it. Okay, it's not my favorite idea, but looks lower. Court as a climactic sell setup. Let me just change the scaling real quick to arithmetic. Okay, so this is kind of a climactic run up. If it breaks under the 3-bar base here that it's building, should come in for a little bit, and maybe to 22. That would be a nice move. $3. Stop above the highs. Okay, court CRTO base breakdown under the green bar's low or this bar's low, whichever is lower. So under 24.75, stop above the base. Looks all right. Not bad. MDGL, similar to the court. It's a climactic sell. Let me show you the monthly. I mean, that's a crazy monthly chart. What an incredible pattern. But I never caught it because it's too thin. So when I scan, I scan for stocks that do over 500,000 shares in volume per day. So this didn't make it to my, I never saw it when I scanned. And then look at the move. This was a $15 stock just several months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago. It's 125. Crazy. So like it a lot lower, but it's extremely wild. This is the weekly time frame, climactic. And the entry for this would be under the 4-bar base right here, stop above. Target would be around $100 or maybe 110. It's about $15 target or so. The MWA is a slow mover, doesn't move very much. Entry would be under 1173, stop above the base, and the stop would be 1203. It broke under support recently, gap down bearishly. Looks lower. Not the best idea I have on the list, I don't think, but looks okay lower. NTCT was also a gap down and put in a big green bar, and the green bars got negated and is now basing, the stock is now basing at the lows. So if it breaks under the lows, stop would be above this bar's high, should have some follow through to the downside. Netgear is another climactic sell, and I probably like it more than the other ones. Looks nice under the base, stop above, got some decent volume today. Weekly is pretty good, and monthly is not bad, right? Not bad. Netgear is a tough stock to trade, at least day trade. I've always struggled. Now, I've only probably traded it twice in the past, but I think I lost on it every time I traded it. Day traded it. Swing trading, I don't think I've ever traded it before, or if I have, it must have been years ago. So we'll see, but like it short under the base, stop above it. Looks good. ODFL, another climo type play, climactic type play. Short right here, stop right there. Okay, it's not as, didn't accelerate as much as the Netgear. I think the Netgear accelerated more, but the ODFL actually looks better on the monthly chart. Notice how many bars up and the widest bar. We're getting the widest bar now. UA is a daily sell setup. Issue with the UA is it retraced a little bit too much of the wide range bar. When you have a bearish event, and if you're going to say that this stock is really bearish, then it shouldn't retrace almost 100% of that bar. So that's pretty, that's a really bullish retracement. So it makes me want to pass on the play, or look for a secondary sign of weakness rather than strength, a secondary sign of weakness. But if I were to do it, to take the first entry, it would be right here short under these 2 bars, stop above. Again, the relative strength or the retracement is a bit strong, so I'm not going to tell you exactly which ones I'm going to be playing, but I'm sharing with you my list. WG looks good, short, but small stock, probably a little thin. Yep, did 500,000 shares today under the base, stop above. So that's kind of base breakdown. Looks good, but small stock, I know. A lot of brokers don't even have them available. With IB Interactive Brokers, even penny stocks are available. Almost every single stock is available short. We've been today. I closed out of a couple trades. PSTG reached target 2 today. I just got in it 3 days ago that day, so that was nice. It was a weekly buy setup, and inside of the weekly buy setup, I jumped in on a 1, 2, 3, 4 breakout right here. Beautiful. PSTG. Unfortunately, I also had to close out of the AJG because it's reporting earnings. I think it reported today after the close, but I haven't checked to see if it's gapping up or not. I don't hold through earnings when it's just a swing trade. If it's a long-term trade, for example, I have the HA short and it is going to report earnings, I think, in a couple of days. I'm going to keep it because I don't mind holding if it's a core position. But if it's just a swing position, which the AJG is, it was a weekly buy setup and it's halfway to target. I mean, one more pop, it would be a target. So I decided to close out of it. It's just policy that I have in my trading plan. Otherwise, this was looking good. It was already up, I think, 1,100 bucks when I closed out of it, or 1,200 maybe. So over an R, over one risk unit. And then I closed out of half of the OTEX because I still have half, because today's bar was just not bullish. So I close out of half in the money, but it's only up like $100, 115 bucks. A nice monthly setting up for a breakout, nice weekly buy setup. But today I didn't like today's action. So close out of half, stop on the back half is down here. So I'm giving it the room. Yesterday closed out of the OCLR. That was a nice swing play in just 2 days. Every single thing that I'm mentioning here was an official play for the nightly game plan. So if you were a member of the nightly game plan program, you'd have been able to participate in all of this. Just one trade would have paid for your entire subscription. CYH, just showing you the recent plays here. In one day, triggered and got to the target. In one day, same day, 3 days ago. And then the same day we did the ORC base breakout after kind of a climactic sell-off, exhaustion gap right there. So it held it 2 days. So it took half and then took half. And now I'm out. And then still have the CYTK long from 905. Still have the NEOS long from 1060. I'm trailing it to 1080 though. It's getting a lot of topping tails. What else do I have? I have the WDR as a long-term trade. So recently it hasn't been working, but I'm in it from here and then also added to it right here. So recently it's been pulling back, but it's a long-term trade. I'm willing to sit through any kind of pullback as long as it doesn't break this pivot, okay, which is 2090. So this is a long-term trade. I have the HA, which I took 2 plays on. I took the first entry right here under the base, and then I added to it once this bar's low got taken out. I started with half size, so I went full here. And so far, it's off to a good start, thanks to the UAL, right? The United Airlines gap down, and so it helped the HA, which is Hawaiian airline. A nice monthly chart, nice weekly. Looks good, so we'll see. And then I do have one other play which is open that is not working, and it's the GOV. So this is not working out very well. Short was under 1770 or so right here. So it's not working out. The stop for me is way up there. So I am giving it the room. So it's, even though it's up against me a few bars here, it's only down less than, I think, $500, meaning less than half an hour. And those are kind of the positions that I'm in. Recently, it's been really, really nice. Just like the last week and a half, the swing account is up over $10,000, 10 Rs basically. So, all right, well, that's it. The video turned out to be longer than I had expected, than I expected when I uh, started recording, but I hope you enjoyed it. And if you'd like to participate in plays like these, or if you'd like to get more information about the nightly game plan program, please contact customer service. You can also click on the link, or not click, but just go to the website, um, or go to that link and sign up. One trade, all it takes to pay for your entire subscription for the whole year. All right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Happy trading.